A typical day in the film business sort of world, we have lectures at the studios a lot of the time. It's very collaborative. It's not in a lecture hall, so you don't sit in rows, you're not shown a PowerPoint and you're talked at. It's very collaborative. We do a lot of debates and a lot of just conversations about topics that we are covering, but also about stuff that's going on in the media, because you can't underestimate how important it is to keep up with what's going on. One of my favourite things about our course is our lecturers. There's so much experience that comes from them, so much insight on industry knowledge. I think the most valuable lesson I've learned so far is definitely been from one of my lecturers, Emma, and she always likes to remind us, always tells us that business can be creative. I think a lot of the time it's kind of overlooked, and business people you think have sat in an office not doing anything, but it really shows, especially when we've done our short films, that you can be on set, you can have an influence on stuff, you can think of ideas and still do finance and find budgets and work in an office. I think from the new generation of film business professionals, we'll see a lot more teamwork, a lot more collaboration between people on set and people in pre-production. I think it's quite separated, especially when you've got people who are in charge of things. It can kind of divide the production a little bit, but I think as our generation kind of comes into it, we'll be a lot more centered on collaboration and really trying to tell the story rather than get the money. My top piece of advice to people joining the course would definitely be to not underestimate how creative you can be, and also whatever knowledge you bring in is great, but if you have an area that you lack in, to not worry about it, because you learn so much from being here and from so many industry professionals that any areas you lack in, you'll learn eventually.